over at AAM Collect with Dr. H Breaks today. Glad to see everybody here. Today we're going to be breaking 2025 Topps Stadium Club. We've got 2 boxes of hobby, so we should have at least 2 autos that we pull out of this product. I have seen several that have been opened previously that had 2 autos in them, but regardless, hopefully we hit some good autographs today. As far as what you're looking for in this product, it's mostly different colors besides the base, and then the Beam Team short prints, which are like 1 in 256 packs. So that's what we're going to be looking for today. I'm giving away that 2018 Topps Living Ronald Acuna rookie card, plus $5 break credit. I'll be giving that away later on today once the break is done. And I may put up some singles too that I have for sale, depending on what time it is. And then I'll show you guys what I have planned for the next break. You already sort of saw a preview of it because I was debating doing that product versus this one. I'm going to have to make some changes to it, which I'll explain later on. So that'll be the plan. Hopefully we hit some good cards today, as big as that Ricky Henderson auto I hit last week. And we'll see how things go. So good luck to everybody, and we'll go ahead and we'll start with our first box. Hope all of you had a good Easter for those of you that celebrate. Wasn't all that warm, but for those of us in central New York, we know how that goes. So there's our box. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If somebody wants to comment that they can hear me, that would be great. Maybe you don't want to hear me. All right, guys, so I'll open up a few packs here together and we'll kind of go from there. Actually, that first card I see on the back is my favorite card in the product. It's a Met, of course, but I'll show you guys why it's my favorite when we get to that one. And Anthony, if you're on, I did bring that Ben Rice card that I was telling you about last week if you want to see it. So if you're on, just shoot me a hello, and I'll show you that at some point, knowing that you're on. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start. There we go. There's a Derek Jeter, Gunnar Henderson, Brooks Lee rookie, Luis Gonzalez, who I believe Nick just met at the Topps Industry Conference. I think he posted that on the page. With a red Justin Verlander. This is the most common color card in this product. Got Francisco Alvarez, Mason Wynn, and there's my favorite card, Luis Angel Acuna. No longer a Met, but just a cool card with Mr. and Mrs. Met behind him. I almost thought that it was kind of enhanced and that wasn't actually a real photo, but turns out it actually is. I saw the actual photo and the clip from the game that came from. I just think that's the coolest card ever. No longer a Meti though. Not playing all that well either. There's a Roki Sasaki rookie. Mike Trout. Mike Trout always has cool cards in this product. That halo he's wearing over his helmet, pretty cool from last season. Adley Rauschman. We've got a red Chipper Jones, the Mets killer. Got Savage Slugger, Cal Ripken Jr., Buster Posey, Chapman, Julio Rodriguez, Jimmy Rollins, David Ortiz, Scherzer. We got a red, Cody Bellinger, and then we got a yellow behind it. That may actually be an auto, which wouldn't be bad. Let's see, is that an auto? Yeah, that's going to be an auto, so I'm going to hold on that one for now. Put that over there. Got Luis Castillo, Eric Crochet, Chase Meadroff, Cam Smith, Ryan Zimmerman, Cole Reagans. We got a red, Christian Walker. We've got Bobby Witt on the in case of emergency. I actually have that as an auto out of 25. It's a really neat looking card. George Brett, Spencer Strider, and then Chase Dolander on the rookie. I did forget to tell you guys what teams you had. My apologies. I posted them earlier today. We've got tested with the Nationals, Red Sox, and D-backs. Machete had spots 2 and 3, Pirates, Dodgers, Tigers, Royals, Cardinals, Rangers. Bell has Yankees, Guardians, Angels. Wiggins has Phillies, Giants, Athletics. Gaffney, Braves, Astros, and Marlins. Krager, welcome to the Kragers, Reds, Mariners, and White Sox. Matthews, our big winner last break. Orioles, Rays, Rockies. Carlson's have Cubs, Padres, and Twins. I've been told to try to pull a Michael Busch auto today, so I will try to do that for Randy. And Krager with the last spot with the Metis, Blue Jays, and Brewers. So in case you guys didn't see that, it is posted on my Facebook page. Go ahead and open the Explorer. I'll be a little quicker now. It's a little slow on those, just in case you guys have never seen the product. So I'll try to be a little quicker so we're not here all night. All right, guys. So first we've got Marcelo Mayer rookie, Manny Machado. I really like the photography on these cards. They're always one of the nicer sets as far as photography goes. There's a Matt Shaw auto, CJ Abrams. Got a red Dylan Cruz auto. Down in the minors right now. I'm not sure. He might have come up. I don't think he's up yet again, though. He was definitely struggling. Pete Crow Armstrong, you met Luis Robert Jr. There's another Dylan Cruz rookie and John Burry, Alex Rodriguez, Chris Biggio. There's a red Jeter. We've got James Wood on the Savage Slugger. On Soto, Sonny Gray, Bryce Harper, Shane McLaughlin, Jackson Jobe rookie, Brian Wu, and we got a red Juan Soto, Mookie Betts, Verlander, Bellinger, rookie Ben Rice, rookie Ballesteros, Will Smith, Brent Rooker. There's a red Cam Smith, again the most common colored non-base in the product. There's a rookie Brooks Lee in case of emergency. Prince Fielder, Honus Wagner, and Jackson Merrill. So nothing really big yet, although we're holding on to that rookie for now. I mean that auto for now. Don't know if it's a rookie or not. We'll see. product is always one of the harder products to open every year. I don't understand why, but all right. All right, guys. There's Terang, Carroll, Lewis, Red Sunny Gray, and there's a Rhett Lauder on the bronze, a little bit more rare. Some of the other colored base cards. Haven't seen that. Hopefully they get bigger than that card though. No offense to Rhett Lauder. There's Michael Bush. Not an auto, but at least you got a Michael Bush, Randy. Denzel Clark. Tuve Gallon. Max Fried. Kobe Mayo. Wouldn't be surprised if I pull a Kobe Mayo auto out of this because, man, I've pulled a lot of Kobe Mayo autos out of 2025 products. Nolan Shanwell on the red. Yours for the taking. Matt Shaw. Those are neat looking cards. Not numbered. Drake Baldwin. I don't think I've actually seen this card, to be honest. Not that I remember. Ranking right now. Walker. Maddox. McCutcheon. Kyle Tucker. Michael King. Hey, Anthony. How are you, buddy? There's Bryce Harper on the red. You haven't missed much yet if you're just coming in. And I pulled the auto out of this already, but I haven't showed it yet. I put it to the side, so we'll see. Hopefully we get a second one. McLean, Larkin. There's Rhett Lauder on the base rookie. Ramirez, Sosa, Aaron Nola, Cade Horton rookie. Now on the IL for the rest of the season. His second Tommy John in 5 years. There's Hunter Green on the concentration. Tatis, Yuri Perez, and DeGrom. Got the last 4 packs. This is box 1 of the 2-boxer 2025 Topps Stadium Club Sergio. We have an auto. I haven't showed it yet. I haven't seen it yet either. But we have a yellow auto that I'll show after these 4 packs I'm about to open, because that'll finish box 1 and we'll get on to box 2. I was complaining about how hard it is to open these packs every year. For some reason, Stadium Club is the hardest product to rip open. All right, so last 4 packs of box 1, guys. There's Griffey. Keysco. Ben Royce on the red. Not a bad card. And then we got another bronze behind that. Frank Thomas. The Big Herp. Nice. Man, I collected quite a bit of Frank Thomas when I was a kid. One of my favorite players. This one's the bronze parallel, like the Rhett Lauder we got before. Ben Rice on the red, not a bad card. I'll see that later. Austin Riley, Ezekiel Tovar, Brenton Doyle. I pulled one Ben Rice base. I'll show you that card too in a second. I got that, but I wasn't sure if you saw the base I pulled too. Neil Cruz, Naga, Matt Olson on the red. Yours for the taking, Luis Angel Acuna, non-numbered. Yeah, he's playing well too, Anthony. I had a feeling he would. That's why I held on to that. A few of his cards that I have. Kind of reminds me of Judge, that first full season he played. He didn't look so hot, and then obviously we all know what happened after that. And that's coming from a non-Yankee fan. So Prince Fielder on the red. Freddie Freeman. There's James Wood, rookie. Pete Alonso tipping his cap to the Mets fans as he left for Baltimore. Junior Caminero. There's a Nick Kurtz rookie base. Piazza, Harris. Garrett Cole on the red. Felix Hernandez on concentration. Johan Santana, Nolan Arenado, and then Albert Pujols. All right, so that was box one. Let's see what this rookie is. It's being covered by a red, or what this auto is. Being covered by a red Cody Bellinger. Let's see. It is a rookie. For the Rays, Chandler Simpson. Not bad. Not bad. He's one of the top hitters right now in the American League, I believe, last I looked. He's hitting pretty well. Not a bad card. Nice to see a Rays hit. Who had the Rays? Who had the Rays? It was Matthews again. Wow, hitting all of my decent autos here. 2 weeks in a row. Nice. Nice card. It's on the yellow parallel. So that's a pretty good card there. Not bad. There's Cody Bellinger. So I don't think I saw any rainbow foil or anything like that in the first box, guys. I'm going to go back and look through, obviously. Yeah, Simpson's fast. He is fast. So I'll go back and I'll check those two as I'm sorting before I sleeve and things later on. No numbered in that stack either that I saw, but again, I'll make sure that I check. Okay, let's do box two here. Hopefully we see some bigger cards. Again, I'll give away that Acuna at the end of the stream. I'll show you guys what I have planned for the next stream. Maybe we'll hit 2 autos out of this box. As far as sorting goes and having these ready for you guys, it'll probably be by Saturday, I'm guessing. May actually be able to get to it tonight, we'll see, but I would say, to be safe, probably Saturday. Those of you that come and pick up at the shop should be able to come and do that. If you need it shipped, obviously let me know. Most of you guys have been picking up at the shop or making other arrangements because you live around the corner from me. There we go. I did end up last night buying more of those 2022 archive snapshots boxes that Ricky Henderson auto came out of last week. I already had one more at the house. I was trying to figure out how I was gonna rip it, what I was gonna break it with, and then some popped up on eBay last night for significantly less than what I bought them for to begin with. And I thought it was a mistake, but the guy who seems legit, who's a known seller on eBay, was basically selling them for the price that they came out at. So, obviously I'm going to come up with a decent break with those, pass that savings on to you, and hopefully hit some other big cards out of that product. I mean, that Henderson was insane. So, all right, guys, let's go ahead. There's another Kate Horton. Jeter. Wow, Jeter's like one of the first cards in every box so far. Tatis red. Alvarez, Brooks Liotto, Luis Gonzalez. Boy, this is very similar to that last box. These are almost exactly the same cards I pulled out of that last box this early on. There's a rookie. Aaron Nola. There's David Ortiz on the Savage Slugger. And there's my favorite card again, that Acuna card with Mr. and Mrs. Met. Posey, Chapman, Trout, Oshman, Rollins, Barry Perez. Oh, and there's our auto. Wow, that was fast. Adam Mazer, rookie for the Fish. So the Fish and the Rays hit today. Those are our two autos so far. Holy cow. Gaffneys have the Marlins this break. I'm not sure how Adam Mazer's pitching this season, but he's on the Marlins, so. No, Acuna's not on the Mets. He was traded to the White Sox in the Luis Robert deal. One of my favorite players. I really liked him. I don't know what he's going to end up being. I wish they held on to him for longer, though. There's a red David Ortiz. Case of emergency Dalton Rushing. Chase Woodruff. George Brett, Spencer Strider. I may have forgotten to take the rookies out of those. Don't forget. Yeah. Acuna, of course. All right. Next four. Yeah, Ronald's brother. His little brother. I can't remember how many Acunas there are. There's at least three. They're the only two in the majors, and I think they're the only two playing professionally at this point, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Frank Thomas actually may be an orange instead of a bronze. It looks a little different than the Louder. And I think that's a little bit more rare than the bronze. I'll have to take a look. All right, next four packs, guys. Chase Petty, Justin Henry Malloy. Oh, nice. Oh, that's a nice card right there. For the Dodgers, going to Machete. That's a photographer's proof. Roki Sasaki rookie. Great card. That's a great card. You almost miss that on some of these cards because of the placement and the fact that it's a silver foil. I have yet to pull one of these, so it's nice. What those go for? Let's see. Maybe it's not as big as I thought, but I think it is. Oh, wow. Is that true? See. That is a big card. Yeah, that's a pretty big card, guys. I mean, here's some comps on that card. Obviously, some of the more recent ones. Actually, that was March 12th or March 18th. This was March 7th. So, yeah, that's a pretty big card. The three comps are 300, 200, and 74. So not a bad card there. Go into Machete. Nice. Nice card. Sort of saved the break there with that one, it looks like. All right, there's a red Honus Wagner. Wyatt Langford, another neat card. Another pretty cool card. Giroux, Jackson Holiday. So it's Kevin Alcantara, Jung Ho Lee, Alex Rodriguez, Savage Slugger, Juan Soto, non-numbered, Edgar Clearo, Kershaw, the other Max Muncy, Green, Shane Bieber, Ben Williamson, Red Jackson Merrill. Oh, and we did get a second auto. Nice. All right. Nathan Eovaldi, not bad. Base auto for the Rangers, also going to Machete. Wow. We know who's having the best break tonight. Nice. Quality pitcher. Consistent. There's my guy, Bobby Witt. My PC. Josh Naylor, Scooble, Torres, Bo Bichette, Mirko, Royce Lewis on the red. In case of emergency, Dylan Cruz. Oh, yeah, you like those seals? Thanks, Anthony. Trying to look professional. Logan Evans, Corey Seager. Just wait till you see the tricks I have up my sleeve and some of the stuff I have if I end up doing any of this on eBay. And, you know, picking teams right then and there. I've got a pretty neat setup that hopefully I'll get to at some point. I'm hoping to start doing some singles on eBay as well soon, potentially next week. Yeah, you know, I'm not a huge fan of like the random wheel on Whatnot and things like that. I think that's a little shady too. I'd much rather you guys have like somewhat of a choice in who your at least one of your teams are. I think that's fair. So, you know, you've probably seen some breaks where they have cards with, you know, the different teams and they show 6 and then you bid on, you know, one of the 6 and the highest bid gets to pick out of the 6. That's what I'm planning on doing. I think it's fair. I like that. You're getting teams that you want. And there's nothing shady going on behind the scenes necessarily. So got a whole setup for it. We'll see. If I can keep closing these breaks like today, there's a good chance I'll start moving towards that, especially with things like the Topps Black and White that I have. You know, that's a really high-end product. That box is super expensive, and to make that a 10 spot for you guys is, you know, quite expensive. So, you know, purchasing by team with that may be a little bit of a better idea. So we'll see. Chase Utley. But I appreciate you guys. I mean, there's a group of about, you know, a dozen of you that have been participating in my break so far. And, you know, I appreciate it. I've, you know, tried to price these at a good price for you guys. I think I've been really fair with that, you know, doing the givvies and the break credits and things like that, because I appreciate all of you. As I get into some of these bigger breaks, you know, I hope you guys take advantage because they're going to be priced well, and you guys have been here with me since the beginning. So hopefully I see some of you guys as I start getting into some of these more expensive breaks that I have planned. I also may be doing some football here soon too. I may start breaking Topps Chrome when it releases next week, but we'll see. Senga. Oh, there's a red Michael Bush. Oops. So my buddy Randy, who wanted me to pull a Michael Bush auto, it's not his auto, but it's a red one. And there's a Ramirez. Is it bronze or orange? It's one of the two. One of the two. Aaron Judge. Who's my football team? The 49ers. I grew up a huge 49ers fan. Still follow them. I root for the Bills too. Dream Super Bowl, 49ers Bills. One day it might happen. We'll see. Willie Adamas. Chipper Jones, Contreras. Tel Marte, another Kate Horton red. Should be having Tommy John in the next few days. My PCP, Mets and Bobby Witt. Mets and Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt sounded like a good idea. I pulled a bunch of pretty awesome Bobby Witt cards over the last couple of years. But man, he's expensive to PC. So, yeah, Pete, all the teams are taken. In fact, Anthony, the guy who's going back and forth with me the most here, seems to take them on most breaks, so which I appreciate. But yeah, everybody's taken. And if you look on my page, you'll see where I posted this. I added all the teams that each person has. So there's Yelich, Santander, Caleb Durbin, Alcantara. Yeah, sorry you're a Giants fan, Anthony. Although now all of a sudden with Dart and Scatabo, like, you know, they're a hot team in a lot of these breaks and things, and they're super expensive. I just collect Mets in general, Pete. That's, you know, if I do breaks, which, you know, I do at times, you know, I take the Mets typically. I've got a lot of, you know, different Soto, Lindor, short print cards from 2025. That's usually what I collect, is autos and case hits, basically. So I try to get autos under 99 and case hits. So I have a lot of cards though, and that's why I have so many singles to start, you know, selling on eBay. Yeah, nice. Yeah, if you hang on, Pete, I actually have a Ben Rice I'm going to show everybody. It's not up for sale yet, but it's going to be potentially at some point this season. It's a pretty awesome card. There's Chandler Simpson, Yu Darvish, Suzuki, Thomas, Red Max Scherzer, and there's a Roki on the concentration. That's a neat looking card. Neat looking card. Spencer Schwellenbeck. Surprised I didn't pull his auto today. I always pull his auto out of everything too. And Joey Votto. Let me get this Ramirez up before we forget. Yeah, and I don't know, Anthony, if you've been watching the AAN Collect Facebook page today, but Nick's at the Topps Industry Conference, and they're showing a lot of the cards, and you know, they've been showing some Dart and stuff, and man, those things look pretty awesome. But they are going to be uber expensive in breaks if you're doing like team breaks and things like that. And they'll do the lock team too in a lot of breaks. So for Giants fans, you know, you gotta get lucky and hit them as a random, or you gotta pay through the nose for them. Which I guess that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a bad thing as far as your wallet goes. It's a good thing knowing that you got decent players on the team now that potentially are going to play well for you and, you know, potentially get you to a Super Bowl. I started to collect a little bit of football when I got back into this a few years ago, and I'm a 49ers fan, and at the time Purdy was a rookie, and trying to get the 49ers in breaks was expensive and interesting. It's one of the reasons why I stopped collecting football cards, because the 49ers were so expensive. But even though I don't collect them, I may end up breaking them. Like I told you guys, I'm pretty knowledgeable with football too. So I guess if there's somebody else's cards, I'm willing to open it. Griffey, Easkill, Jacob deGrom on the red, and then is this another auto? No, but it is an orange Christian Walker for the Astros. I forget that he's on the Astros sometimes. There's a Chase Dolander rookie, Austin Riley, Tovar. It would have been crazy if that was a third auto. I have not seen that. The two I've seen, the third I have not. Shota, two Shotas. Two Shotas in a row. Yours for the taking, Ellie. Doyle, Kumar, Dalton Rushing. Wow. Connor Norby for the Fish. There's a Francisco Alvarez red. I think we already pulled his red in the first box too. Wheeler, Friedman, rookie base James Wood. Pete Alonso saying bye to the Mets again. Another base, Nick Kurtz. Mike Piazza, Michael Harris, Dylan Cease on the red. What's this? Oh, Chris Sale, concentration. Junior Caminero, Johan Santana, and last is Arenado for the Cardinals. All right, so a couple decent cards. And Sasaki's pretty big. A lot of rookies pulled out of there, a lot of reds. Not bad cards. They usually go for a few dollars. But it would have been nice to kind of have a little bit bigger break than this today. So the bigger cards today in this break, we've got Christian Walker, Jose Ramirez, Frank Thomas, Rhett Lauder rookie. We've got Nathan Eovaldi on the base auto. He's got a nice signature too. You can tell the difference between the older players and the younger players. The younger players write their initials. They look pretty terrible. That's a good looking auto. Adam Mazur. Chandler Simpson on the yellow rookie. Not a bad card either. Hitting really well right now for the Rays. And then the best card, the big hit of the night, the Hiroki Sasaki, photographer's proof for the Dodgers. In the second position, randomized to Machete prior to the break today. Nice card. All right. So before I randomize the Givvy, I'll go ahead and I'll show you that Ben Rice that I was telling you about, Anthony. So I did the tops now. I bought one. This was from 2024. It was Ben Rice's 3 home run game. So the one I bought, it's actually 2 out of 5. I think I told you it was out of 3, but it's out of 5. Ben Rice call up with part of one of the bases. Pretty neat card. So at some point I'm going to unload this. Not yet. unless the price was really right, but pretty awesome card. I thought about starting a PC him based on pulling this, but I just can't. I can't collect the Yankee. Yeah, pretty sick, isn't it? All right, so let's get this Acuna and the break credit. So I'll go ahead and randomize this, guys. I'll roll a dice. It's got numbers 0 through 9 on it. The 0 is for the 10 spot, which would be the Kragers. You guys will win this $5 break credit on the next break. All you need to do is when you go to pay, take $5 off. It is for my breaks only, not Nick's, not Phil's. So, just keep that in mind if you guys are breaking with Nick or Joe or Phil on this page. Okay, just for mine. Yeah, I mean, the Yankees are a good team to collect, Anthony. They're usually pretty heavy in most of these sets, and obviously they have good players. We won't talk about Jason Dominguez though. Being the chase for as long as he was, having 50,000 Dominguez cards and autos in every product, and still young, he may still pan out, but man, those are not worth what they once were when they came out. All right, so this is for break credit and Acuna. Go ahead and roll this, and it is going to 0, which is the 10 spot for the Kragers. So first break mojo for the Kragers. They're taking home the Acuna and the break credit. Awesome. Congratulations, guys. I appreciate you getting in on these. So I will make sure that this goes to you guys when I sort everything out. There's the sticker on the back. So I will get that over to you guys. Again, probably by Saturday, I'll have most of these sorted and ready for those of you to pick up. If you need it shipped, let me know. So as far as the next break goes, I may do a 2021 break. That box hasn't come in yet, but chances are, because I really want to do this, and I'd rather it be with those of you who have been with me so far, instead of waiting and getting more followers and things. Then I really, really, really want to break shoebox treasures. I've got the collector's box, which has one encased card in it. You can get one of one actual original paintings as the encased card too. And then I've got one of the smaller boxes as well. Not cheap. One of my absolute favorite products from last year. In the 2022 break, I had a small box of shoebox by Andy Friedman. It was a Spotlight. It wasn't called shoebox at that point, but they were Andy Friedman cards. Just a really, really neat set, loaded with numbered cards. You can get autos. I'll show you some of them. I'll bring some of them next time when we break this. There's some wood cards out of 5 in it. I got the Trout wood card. Pretty nice card. One of my favorite autos, Jim Abbott. I actually met Jim Abbott when I was a kid. He was here locally. I played for Yorkville Little League. He came and met one of the kids in the league, Josh. I don't know if you're on here, Josh, but if you're listening, I remember Jim Abbott coming to visit you and giving you tips on how to pitch and things like that. So I got that auto out of this product, and a lot of awesome numbered cards as well. And actually, I did bring one sample I can show you guys in case you've never seen it. This is actually out of 75 black and white David Ortiz. So you can see that on there. I may actually make that a givvy card next week. We'll see. Anthony, so the deal with this, so I showed you guys this product when I was debating what to do, and I had it up for a 10 spot, and I can't remember the price, but I forgot there's several teams in this product that do not have cards. I don't think the Rockies have a card. I don't think the Marlins have a card. There's like 3 or 4 teams that don't have any cards. And then there is one Negro Leagues card. So I have to figure out how I'm going to do this. Is it going to be a 9 spot? Or am I going to do, like a buy one, get one random team and do it as a 13 spot? I don't know. But I want to keep the cost down for you guys. I don't want to, lose money on it like I have a lot of the other breaks just, getting going. But I also don't want to make it too expensive. So I'm going back and forth. Do I make it 9? Because if I make it 9 teams, it's going to be like, don't quote me on this, but it's probably going to be like $55 per spot versus if I make it a 13 spot break. So we'll kind of see. I'll let you guys know. But in locked teams, it may be Yankees are locked. I don't know. There's no Judge autos in it. There's no Ohtani autos in it. There's some big numbered cards that you can get, and obviously the 101s, but there's no autos with either one of them. So I have to think about it. Yeah, it looks like Patrick just messaged me. He's interested. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Yeah, we can talk. We can talk, Patrick, about that card. I'll get back to you on that. Yeah, Steve, those cards are awesome. They're definitely one of my favorite products of last year. That and black and white. And I have a break for both of those. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know my thinking. I may price out both the 9-team break and the 13-team break and see what you guys think as far as what you'd be interested in. And if you look at the checklist, you guys should definitely take a look at the checklist. A lot of the teams that aren't necessarily big teams in 2025 that don't have big rookies and things like that, they've got awesome cards and awesome autos in this product. So, it's a lot of past players, star players, Hall of Famers. They have autos, whereas they may not have had a big rookie. So I may be able to get away with doing a 13-team break and having enough teams that people are interested in taking because of that. So I may throw, like I said, I may throw both out there, let you guys kind of decide what to do. And then we'll kind of go from there. And then potentially the next break after that, I think I may do a 2021 throwback break. We'll see. Trying to do some things that you guys can't find anywhere else. And honestly, there really isn't much new product coming out right now. Ken Griffey, yeah, so Ken Griffey Jr. is in there. So that the card for Ken Griffey is actually that 1990 tops that I gave away with the first break. It's not, he doesn't sign it, but you can get all the numbered cards with that. I don't know if this 1/1 was hit out of it. But it's a pretty cool looking card. And I don't know if you guys know, I have a case here in the store and I sell some singles out of it. And I had one in there and it sold a while ago. but it's a pretty neat looking card. Let me see if I can pull one up. But I don't think it's an auto, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Here, let me pull it up for you. Oh, actually, you know what? He has 2 cards in there. So he has that card that I told you about, and then he actually has a like a Bowman short print. So, for example, you know, these. Well, let me go to sold ones here so you can get some idea of what these are like. Oh, you know what? I lied. He does have an auto. There's his auto. That was his 1 of 1 from the product. There's his out of 5 auto. That's on the wood card. I have the Trout in that, not signed though. You know, so there's his out of 25. I mean, they go for a decent price. These are really, really nice cards. There's his paint splatter out of 15. So yeah, and then here's that Bowman. These are a short print in the product. There we go. So again, you know, no big rookies from last season as far as the Mariners go, but you know, it's a pretty big team in this product. Yeah, I mean, I've pulled some huge cards out of this. So, you know, I'm hopeful that I can do the same with this box. We'll see. And then in these smaller boxes, you know, they have the same cards in them. Plus, they have like a bubblegum short print. It's kind of like a pink hue. In the past, they had what looked like a stick of gum stuck to the back of them, which I love those cards. I've got several of them. But that was from 2023 was when they did that, I think. Now the cards are actually like this pink foil hue that are the short print that come out of this. And I think, if I remember correctly, you get 1 per box. I may be wrong, but I've only ever opened 1 of these boxes for my own personal collection. I pulled a Bryce Harper out of it and then sold it as quick as I could because I dislike Bryce Harper. So, and the Phillies in general. So yeah. So, you know, potentially there's some really huge cards that come out of this. There's a ton of Mets in this. The Athletics, I think. There's no Kurtz in this product. There's Jacob Wilson, though. I remember pulling Jacob Wilson's out of here. There's Dennis Eckersley. There's Ricky Henderson. I don't think there's Ricky Henderson autos, though. But, yeah, if you guys pull up the checklist, I usually use Beckett. You'll see there are some teams that are just, you know, loaded. That's the LE base that's in this. There's a Frank Thomas auto. There's a Ricky Henderson Bowman short print. There's a Mickey Mantle. This is a short print. These are the 51 Bowman rebrands. So there's a few guys that have these short prints. There are some Garbage Pail Kid cards. I think there's 2 different ones. These are very short print. There's the Jackie Robinson. And then there's also some artist cards. So Andy Friedman has cards in this as well. And some of them are signed, some of them aren't, but those generally go for a decent price. And then there's an alien card of his that if, you know, I pulled that, I would probably, you know, random that off to somebody. It's a pretty big card. But, you know, for example, here's the Athletics. So, you know, pretty big checklist as far as the Athletics go. It's mostly Henderson, Canseco, McGuire. I forgot Joe Morgan, Rolly Fingers, Braves. You know, pretty big checklist, including Ed Matthews and Warren Spahn on the Milwaukee Braves. that does go to the Atlanta Braves, obviously. Orioles, not bad. Red Sox, not bad. Cubs, not great. No autos, but you can get the 101s again. I don't know which ones are picked. White Sox, it's Frank Thomas and Frank Thomas only. So not a great team, but I've seen his auto pulled several times. So yeah, a lot of decent teams that weren't necessarily, great in 2025 as far as rookies. Royals, obviously it's just Bobby Witt and George Brett, so not a big team in this. But you pull the Bobby 101, which I haven't seen. That's pretty big. The only auto though is George Brett. So, and there's the Dodgers. So the only auto is Dave Stewart. So they're not a huge team by any means, but those Otanis, they sell pretty well. And again, all these come numbered as well. So, and then you got Campanella, Duke Snyder, and Pee Wee Reese short prints. So there is a miscut Jackie Robinson, Mickey Mantle card. I've never seen that before. That's a super short print. That's a big card. With these bigger cards, if they've got multiple teams on them, I'd probably have you guys figure out what to do with it versus me randomizing it to the two people involved. Let's have a huge checklist. Yankees. There's a Jeter base auto. Actually, he's the only auto. I thought. Oh, I guess not. I thought Ben Rice was in this, but he's not. So Jeter's the only auto, but. Oh, there is Ben Rice. But I don't think that's an auto. But anyway, you guys get the picture. So take a look at that checklist. Tell me what you guys think. I'll decide whether to make it a 3-team or 2-team break. But I really want to rip this. I'm really excited. The other thing I could do, I actually have 2 boxes of this. I could add it and see what you guys think as far as price goes. But it would be up there. So anyway, so that was our break, guys. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week. I appreciate you guys filling this break this week. Welcome to the Kragers in their first break. If you totally skunked, I do have skunk packs, and that I'm sending you guys. Unfortunately, our first big skunk was the Carlsons last week, so they got a skunk pack and a mag card holder in their package from last week that they will be getting. But again, appreciate you guys. Thanks for the discussion tonight, Steve and Anthony, and who am I forgetting? Pete. I think that was the 3 of you for the most part. I appreciate the company. Have a great week, guys, and I'll talk to you